coaching calls, which I didn't expect. I figured everybody would want free coaching. But if anybody does want, just like a one-on-one session, I'd be happy to do a couple more of them and do them for free, as long as you're cool with me putting them out on the podcast, because I think they're really helpful for people to hear, what's working for somebody else, ideas that they may not have thought of, and just what coaching looks like if you are curious about it.
And if you need a creativity coach, there's the one.
I'm here.
And the final question, why does art matter?
Because I think we're just dead in the water without it. I think we can't be fully human without some form of art in our lives, whatever our personal preference is. I think if we're not creating art, we're cutting off parts of ourselves that really need to have a release and a way to be expressed.
For sure. Thank you so much, Nancy, for being on this show and connecting. You're like my sister podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a lot of fun to talk to you.
Yes, absolutely. Take care and keep doing what you're doing.
You too.
And there you have it. Nice to be back with such a great guest. Thanks for being on the show, Nancy. Full disclosure, I'm going to be featured on her podcast, Follow Your Curiosity, a little later. She has a lot of guests already lined up and recorded. So mine probably won't be out until maybe the summer. But she interviewed me for her podcast first. And then we took a little break. And then I did this interview with her. It was a first. It was very different. And glad we connected. It was nice to be on another show and share my creative journey a little more in depth. We've been on 2 podcasts. One was more about movies. And the other one, we delved a little bit into my creative history. And this was nice to talk to someone who shares similar creative talents and desires and encouragement, and even has a podcast about it. It was really nice to get back into it. I may try her method. She publishes bi-weekly, because I did interview someone, and I don't want to have their episode wait a month. So I'm going to try bi-weekly. So in 2 weeks, you'll get another new episode. But going back to Nancy, it was really nice to hear a similar mindset and similar processes of getting out of your way, focusing on what matters. And she's able to do that through coaching other people. I really like that. Especially creativity. It's a creativity coach. I didn't know there was such a thing. I'm so glad it exists. Hope more people can get into it and get those blocks out of the way. We all hit them. Just get out of your own way. I've been reading the book by Mark Manson, The Subtle Art of Not Giving Up. Changes a lot of mindsets. And I was a victim of a lot of this. Basically, we're not entitled to anything. That's a big chapter. People have this entitlement thing going on where they either feel they deserve a lot of good stuff and getting it for nothing, or even deserving negative treatment and punishment for whatever reason that makes no sense. Recently, I was getting near the end of the book, and he went into a part of the book where it's just do something. He mentioned a math teacher saying to the students, you have this math problem, you may be stuck, but just do something. Maybe add something, subtract something, or look deeper. As long as you're looking to do something, maybe something will come out of that which will lead you eventually to the answer. And what it means further on in the book is that a lot of us are looking for inspiration or motivation to start something or continue something. And I know what that's like. It's just, even if it's not something creative, it's working out or going for a jog It's like, oh, do I want to? Do I really feel motivated enough to do this? And of course, when it comes to my creative side, whether I want to write or draw, like, do I want to? Well, here's the solution to that. Just start it. Just do it, get into it, and you'll be inspired and motivated in the process itself. Instead of waiting for it to come, it comes naturally through the process of doing something. And I realize that now as I've pushed myself to go continue writing my script or doing a drawing, something else creative. I just got to do it. You know, if I keep waiting, it's never going to happen. And it's so important. So go out there and do something. Don't delay. Of course, don't worry about what people are going to say. This is such a hard concept for us to get through. We're very social creatures. Unfortunately, this is being put to the test because of the social distancing. Very strange. We are not used to that. Even though we get annoyed when people bump into us, there's traffic. But at the same time, now we're being shown maybe it's okay to be around some of these people. I just pray this gets contained very soon, because the economic fallout is going to be rough. Just all the things that have been shut down and they have to reopen. I know there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be hesitant to want to go to the movies or an amusement park or on a cruise or see a stage play, a concert. I don't know if sporting events will be the same. It's going to be very strange. I know there's going to be people who are still hesitant, maybe sending their kids to school with masks and gloves. It's so weird. But for me, I'm still able to podcast. I'm happy that we have a thing called video chats, so I'm able to chat with my stepdaughter and granddaughter and Rai up in New York. And just the week before, I got to chat with a lot of my dad's side of the family. My uncles, cousins from all over. Some were in California, Washington State. My cousin and his wife were in Colorado. And I think my aunt I haven't seen and spoken to in decades. She's in, I think, Virginia. It was really nice. A little short little video chat to see all their faces and reconnect. Why this is happening, I'm not sure. My wife feels it's God cleansing the earth. Maybe it's a little bit of that. Maybe it's forcing us to step back a little bit and stop moving in certain directions and doing certain things. Maybe it's a lot of time to take care of stuff at home that you haven't been doing and putting off. I know my wife has been doing a lot of cleaning in the yard and our shed. I did some decluttering. I have a bunch of VHS tapes, yes, that I'm never going to watch again. And a lot of it is movies I already have on DVD and Blu-ray. So why do I need to keep these tapes? I got rid of them. If it no longer brings you any joy, get rid of it. Same with a lot of clothes. I threw out some that are just falling apart, and some I'll donate. My closet feels so much more spacious. I love it. Just need to tackle some more of this house. Let's see where it goes from there. I hope we get this contained soon, so we can at least get the arts back in motion. But if you're an artist, hey, use your art in a different way. Find a creative way to express yourself. Turn out a piece of art and show it online, or do a live concert. Teach a class in your art online. Maybe there's a way to find out some other way. Do a podcast if you've never done one. If you need advice, I'll help you. That's what I'm here for. But at the same time, be mindful. Stay at home if you can. Don't go out too much. If you have to wear a mask and put on gloves if you're going to go food shopping or something like that. It's the world we live in right now. But hey, if you want to listen to previous episodes, please do. They're all available on many of the platforms: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, to name a few. And you can check out all the links and show notes for Nancy and all the other guests at theartistreallymatters.com. So thanks one and all for checking us out again, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Until we meet again, no matter where you go, let your creativity flow.